welcome along and welcome back to Spruce Mountain Farms. Today we are going to be finishing a lot of things off. This is our penultimate episode on the farm. We've got to get this field mulched. We also need to get field 5B mulched. But before we can get field 5B mulched, first, we've got to finish getting it harvested, and that means taking our Case Modular Express here and getting the rest of this field harvested. We've only got a single bale off this field so far. I think we still have a course set on here with... no, we don't. So we need to set up a course for the GPS as well. So turn this harvester on. There we go. And then away into the crop. We'll set ourselves up on a nice course going across this field and knock this field out fairly quickly with this harvester. Once we've done that, we need to go and sort out the pile, the massive pile of chaff sitting in our silage clamp. Once we've sorted that out and get that compacted down and finished off, we can get that covered, and that will then be sitting there ready for selling and putting through the BGA later. I'm going to sell as much off next time as we can. We're going into December, and so that is going to be a really useful time of year for us. Oh, let's set up this track properly this time. And there we go. No, doesn't seem to want to set my track up. Let's come out of here. Right, there we are. And in and on. Good. Set our auto width. And now we are harvesting this cotton as we should be. So all of this we will be trying to sell next time, get the money in for that. And then we need to just try and finish things off a bit, prepare it for the next year. The other thing I want to try on here before we go is seeing how much digestate we've got. From everything that we've been doing with the BGA that we've placed, do we have enough digestate to do these fields? And if we do, that would be a perfect end, because the farm then is fully set up and could go for years and just keep making money, because we have no loan on here. Now, as we discussed last time, the yield on here for the cotton is much lower than it was for the maize the previous year. You can see in the bottom left hand corner the deep green, or the sort of the lime green, I suppose, of the previous year's harvest yield is giving way to a distinct yellow, and that is because we're dropping from about let's have a look in here. We're dropping from a yield of 100% to a yield of about 90. Yeah, so they're down to 90 off this. So it's not a great yield for cotton on this silty clay. Really, really doesn't like it. And I think that's something to take into account if you're doing cotton on your farm. Aim for a farm where you can get the cotton into loamy soil, where you can get the best conditions for it and therefore maximize the yield on it. And then fields like this, the silty clay, you can do things like the maize and wheat and things like that, which are much hardier crops that their yields aren't affected quite so badly by the bad soil. And that then you can plan your rotations around that kind of thing, so that you can absolutely maximize those profits on your farm. I think also we can be a little bit more efficient today on the farm. We can leave this harvester going. In fact, what I can do is if I take the GPS off and put a hired worker on this, we can set them going. As long as we don't run out of money, which is gonna happen in 0.4 of an hour, when this hits its second hour of use. I think it might be wise to go and make a bit of money. So we'll jump out of this and we'll head up here to the farm where all of our equipment is sitting here. So this bale here, this is sitting on our bale trailer because it needs to go down to our spinnery. So I want to go and drop that off. I also think we should fill this up with some silage and sell. And I think we need to fill our BGA up too. The BGA is currently at 53,000 litres. It'll take 100,000. So yeah, we need to fill that up to the top. Not all of it will process, but we should be fine. We've got 73,000 litres of a digestate. So continuing on, we would have enough to do the whole farm. We don't currently because we've previously had a similar amount of slurry to do it with. So yeah, that's not great. However, as people have pointed out, we do have, no, we'll leave that processing. We'll empty this out so this can start processing again. And yeah, first things first, I'm going to go and drop off the cotton down the bottom so that we are able to get that processing. And we're probably going to have some fabric to pick up today, I'd have thought. I'm very much guessing that the fabric that we have had, or any cotton that we have had down there processing, is now gone to fabric, seeing as we definitely had a stop production as it was out of materials. It did get pointed out to me a little while ago that our spinnery here had run out of materials and was essentially running on empty and costing us money. Wow, we do have a fair amount of fabric down here, don't we? That's really good news. We'll have to come down here with this tractor and the flatbed in a little while and collect this up. Let's get this unloaded onto here though, and make the money from that. Is that going to class it as unloading? Let's see, is that going down? Yes, there we go. And yeah, what is the fabric situation on here at the moment? Currently, we've got 6 litres of fabric sitting in there. So what we have is, yeah, just these 4 pallets here. Interestingly though, I did notice we could put another bale of cotton in here. So I think we're going to run back, do that, get the one off the roadway up the top and process that. Now this series, the way we really measure our success on this is, do we have enough? Are we making enough money each year to essentially pay off the 2 big harvesters we have and to keep things going? And I think, without spoiling really the ending of this, we've already proven that we make easily enough money through the year to pay, to keep both of those harvesters leased while they're sitting at our farm, but also eventually just to pay them off, because we have the lease to buy mod. So I'm actually really happy where we are in this series. We spent a lot of time setting things up on Stone Valley, getting ourselves set up on that, and then moved over here to continue that and continue building our farm up. And yeah, this farm is very much in a position where it's got enough money to pay for itself. We have at any given time a source of income that we can go and get some extra cash with if we need to, you know, just by selling the silage. And we also have a constant income, as has just been shown, from the BGA. As long as we keep the BGA topped up, every hour we have money coming in. We're almost back to 10,000 off that hour. And so, yeah, that is absolutely brilliant. We are going to make a load more money today and possibly not run out of the money we need to keep our hired workers going. Back up at the farm, and we're going to load this bale up. That button there. There we go. Get that loaded onto our trailer. Thinking back, on what I've just said, I think we don't need to be selling these cotton bales to finish things off on here. I think the best bet going forwards on this farm would be just to keep that spinnery supplied with bales. If we're going to get 5 bales off here a year with the amount of cotton that we make on these fields, that gives plenty of time to get all of that processed. So yeah, I think we won't be doing a massive sell-off for our final episode. We'll just be going through, making sure everything can be set up for the next time. I think we'll get rid of that little bit of wheat that we got in the shed and just tot up things and see how much we've made over these 2 series and see just how successful the American survival has been. Of course, there are a couple of things that we will be selling off next time. I want to sell off any fabric that we have, both here and at the farm. Those will be a good indicator of how well we've done. And as I also said, we want to sell off that little pile of wheat that we have sitting in the shed. We might actually see if we can clear that off today, if possible. Now that should be unloading into there. Let's have a look. No, that isn't. Is that outside of the whole thing? Let's just check. It should be loading into there. And it isn't. So yeah, we need to move that forward a little bit. I think that the actual trigger for that is a little bit back. So we'll back this up. Grab this here and load it back on. And if I put it where it unloaded before, that should do it. But it's a bit weird that right on top of the unload icon is not where it unloads. Is that now unloading? Yes, there goes our cotton bale. In it goes. And at the same time, we have a great demand at the debris crusher, but we have nothing to put in it. Now, I notice over in our field, we've got the first cotton bale off here. That is the first full cotton bale off here. I'm hoping that we're going to get a second complete cotton bale off here as well. That would be really good. Although, considering how much of the field the harvester has gone through, it's looking fairly unlikely that's going to be the case. What? We're about 3 rows further in? Oh, maybe. We'll see how it goes. We're certainly looking at having about the same amount of cotton off our cotton fields this year as we had off last year. Let's just pop in the harvester over here and have a look. We're already actually at 20% or just under 20%. So that's really good. That's a very nice amount that we got in there. I think we'll have most of a bale, certainly. But this one we can immediately pick up and we'll take back to the yard and put it in the barn so it's nicely undercover. And there we go. It's happened. Our hired workers have stopped because our harvester has gone over the hour. And yeah, we've run out of funds. So what we'll do is we'll drop this bale off in the shed, as I said, and then we'll go and sell a load of silage. We'll get some more money in. We're gonna get some more money in at the top of the hour as well. So it's not like we're gonna be out of funds for too long, but it is gonna be. Yeah, it's not going to be a huge amount of money that we have. It might be enough to start the hired workers up again. I don't think it'll be enough to keep them going for very long. So we'll back this into here like so and unload it. We'll see where we are at the top of the hour. Yeah, I was expecting that to hit the back wall, so that's all good. Yeah, we need to get rid of that wheat as well. So we'll start setting things up for that. For now, I'm just going to drop this off here and we're going to see what we can do about raising some cash.
Before we continue, this video is brought to you in partnership with the awesome people at Apex Gaming PCs. I've teamed up with Apex Gaming PCs to create my own custom line of PCs suitable for everybody from beginner farmers to virtual farming experts. Apex Gaming PCs are offering up to $250 off your next purchase just by using my link in the description below. So go check them out.
Of course, the easiest way for us to do that is to come under here. And in fact, the BGA has not sent us back to where I hoped it would. 500 and we're still minus 533. So yeah, this delivery of silage is going to be very important to get us up and running again. It's giving us a break in the day, and we've got to finish the cotton today. So this needs to be sold quickly in order to get that harvester going again and finish up that field. It's going to be a huge amount of silage we're selling, so that's good news. Best place for us to sell it, though, I would guess is our normal place of the animal dealer. Oh, but it's a close one between that and the biogas plant. Central exports, if we had bales, we could sell them there. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be the animal dealer. Not a huge amount between it. So yeah, we will take this very full trailer of silage. That will get our silo restarted overall. And this silage will get our farm running again, and we can get some hired workers moving once we've got it sold. So as we have done many times before in this series, we're going to get this sold down here and get some money coming in. Money is, it's not lack of cash, it's lack of cash flow at the moment. And that is the real kicker. We are selling this in order to keep things going rather than because it's the best price for silage. Silage right now, the best price for it kicks in around December. So we're about a month away from it. Next month is when we want to be selling all of our excess silage. So yeah. We've got 23,855, so we made about 24,300 off that. That is not bad at all. I'm quite happy to sell a big trailer of silage for that, and it means we can get things up and running again. So we'll start off with the Case IH Modular Express cotton harvester. As I said, the cotton needs to be finished today, so that can go in there. Let's see where we are in terms of our... Oh wow, that is massively off where the GPS is. So I'm just going to bring it into here like that. We are harvesting. We've got our header down. Let's hire a worker, and away it goes. We are 20% full. And then the other bit of kit that needs restarting is our Axion here. And that is, well, it's into the field. And yeah, it's got about a third of the main part of the field to do with the mulching before it gets started on the headlands. And with everything up and running again, I think we've got a moment where we can just take a little bit of care of our machinery and clear up the yard a little bit. We've got this harvester sitting here, which has been sitting here since we finished the maize, waiting to be washed down. So we'll give this a quick wash down and then go put this back in the shed. We'll do the same with our Mack truck. We need to give that a quick wash down as well and get that put back in the shed too. That has its own shed to park in. I don't think we want to be selling any more today. We might sell some more off tomorrow though. And that's brought a nice shine back to our equipment, especially the Silage Boss trailer that's been so massively useful
in this year's maize harvest and to transport a whole load of silage around our farm. So let's get this put away first. This has 2.8 hours on it. So yeah, the quicker I can put this away, the better. We don't want to end up costing ourselves a load of money just for putting a piece of equipment away. We're going to be getting out our very big dual-wheeled John Deere today to see if we can even out the ground on, or even out, sorry, and compact down the silage. This will park over here like so. Yeah, because we want to get that fermenting as quickly as possible. I'm actually going to get my Mack truck refilling with more silage now. We might as well sell another trailer full. We have plenty going through the silo, and it would be good for it to all ferment. So let's fill this up like so, and then that will be filled, ready for us to go and do a late day delivery. I'm hoping this harvester has enough fuel to get this finished. I don't really want to refill it. So with any luck, this harvester will keep going without an issue. What I need to do now, though, is detach our smaller 6M from this and find both its bucket and its weight, which should be in the shed. Because we need to put, well, we need to sort of level out the silage that we've got in the silage clamp, or the chaff that we've got in the silage clamp. Level that out a bit, and then we can get the big tractor over it to compact it. Before that, though, it's going to be a little bit of trouble to properly do. Back out here, get the nice heavy weight on the back, and then, oh, thought I was going to avoid that doorway. And immediately, you can see we've got some spilt over the edge here. So we want to get this cleared back in and sort of try and smooth out the big bumps we got on the top. It's quite a big job to get all of this sorted. And because we're in November, the sunset is coming in a lot quicker. So things are getting dark. And I think we're going to end up being into the evening with the cotton to get it finished, because otherwise we're going to end up with our cotton being going off and withering, which we don't want. We really want to get all of our cotton in this year. Now, having got this all in at the confines of our pile, what we need to start doing is leveling out. We've got a big hole in the middle here, and that kind of needs to be pushed down. So what I can do is start just running forwards with this. With my bucket slightly tipped down, it will act a bit like a silage blade and keep pushing the content forwards like that, and leveling things out a bit, and then filling in that hole. Now, we've got a lot more chaff towards this end than the other, so it makes sense to push it really from this end forward. And this is a much bigger pile than we had in this silage clamp last year, but that's mainly because last year we ended up putting it across the 2 silage clamps. But as I said, going forward, what we'd probably do is do 1 clamp 1 year and then 1 clamp the next. That way you end up with not having to quickly empty a silage clamp in order to get your crops harvested each year. And instead, you're able to keep working through the silage clamp and keep using these to fill up the BGA throughout the year. And then you only have to worry about emptying it really once you're covering the other one and getting ready for the next year. Now that is just about filled in that hole. What I want to do is go forwards here and grab the top off this and just fill in backwards a little bit with that.
So that then evens things out a bit. And if we start coming from the other, from the end that we're at, and pushing in this direction with our big tractor, everything should just even out quite nicely. And just leveling this out, this has compacted a bit. I mean, we're already 20% compacted doing this. So that in itself is good news. And just means that everything is simplifying quite nicely. And look at that. I think that is a flat enough setup now that we can start rolling over this with our big tractor and getting the whole pile compacted. This is a fantastic tractor, this 9220. So big, so heavy, and has just been a real boon for us to have on the farm. I did want something possibly like one of the Trax tractors, but when it comes to jobs like this, where we need a bit of weight and a bit of width to do them, it's perfect. And it means that it has a dual use on our farm throughout the year. I have just noticed it is low on both DEF and fuel. So we'll load up the DEF and we'll load up the fuel. And that way, while we're doing this job, we're not suddenly going to get beeped at by our tractor telling us it's low on fuel. This is a thirsty tractor. It's yeah, it's had a good long drink, but we're all good. And now we'll get it on top of this pile and start it compacting it down. I do kind of wish that you didn't have to come into the help menu to see the compacting state. I would quite like it to be one of those things that just shows up the top left when you roll into here and start just driving on it. You know, how much is in here and how much it compacts. And then if you press F1, you get the normal extra help for the controls, would be quite good. But it is working fairly well. As I said before, my only downside with this is when you go into reverse, it immediately goes into first gear rather than switching into an equivalent gear from the other direction. Look at that, already down to 23%. And the nice thing about this, because it's a mid-steer tractor, it's not got front steering wheels. If you get stuck like I did just then, you turn the tractor, and because the whole body moves, it finds it easy to get out of it. Our cotton harvester has finished its task. We are 36% of the way through this. I think we need to get the bucket and just even this out a little bit more. It is quite a long old task, though, getting this done. So, yeah, our harvester has finished, and we're at 77% full. So, it is going to be a bale that we empty up at the yard. Let's just make sure we've got that all up. So, we'll bring this home, lights on, because it's 5 o'clock, and it gets dark fairly early at this time of year. So we will probably I'll probably be going well into the evening, I think, getting this silage clamp compacted down, but we will get that. I'll get that done before the next day so that that's already up and running. Unfortunately, it means we won't end up with silage that is ready to, or that it will be fermented next time. I should be able to get this. Oh, I don't know if this will go in folded out. Let's see. No, so we will have to empty out our remaining cotton bale here. So empty this out because this will not fit in the shed fully unfolded. So cotton bale into our yard. And then fold this down, and we'll take this and get this into a position for washing next time, because yeah, it's getting into the evening. Like So, and then I want to go and grab this, and we'll put that cotton bale away in a minute. First, I want to get the end bits of this all cleaned up a little bit, make sure that we are able to get them compacted more easily without them going everywhere. And this is not doing badly at all, actually. I'm very, very pleased with how well our silage clamp is working. And that way, we can get as much of it in here and done as possible. I'm really pleased, actually, with how flat that's turned out. That's actually worked out really well from that point of view as well. If we put this up here, you'll see it'll probably drop how much compacted we are a little bit, because we're uncompacting stuff to move it up. But in the long run, it actually ends up compacting things a lot more easily doing it that way. Although, no, that is actually going up in how much it's compacted. So that is really good news. The Axion has finished work as well. So this wants to get washed too. So we'll bring this around the back of this barn here as our little 6M is blocking the way. So we can get these two washed up next time as well. And yeah, this will have to be mulching next time, the remaining cotton field. This here, oh, we've got an evening full of compacting to do to get this pile down to the point at which we can cover it and let it ferment to silage, which is great news. However, I think it's going to take us a little while of me just going back and forward. So as a result, I'm going to leave this here for today. All that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.